Hi, everyone. All right, I'm Avanlee, and I have the privilege of introducing Esther Dyson. I have a number of notes here because it's very, very challenging to get all of Esther's accomplishments in under 90 seconds. But a little bit about how I know Esther, and like many people in this room and around the world, Esther took a bet on me and my company. She wrote me my first check into my business about 4 years ago, forever changing the course of my life. And over the last couple years, I've had the privilege to get to know Esther on a personal level, and there are two qualities about Esther Dyson that I believe give Esther her magic and why she's been so successful in what she's done and in the New York tech community and for companies around the world. And one of those qualities is I believe that Esther sees the potential in people long before they see it in themselves. And you can see that in the companies she's invested in that have literally changed the world. And second, I would say that Esther's second best quality is she's actually relatable. Esther has taken time during her day to speak with tech visionaries, leaders of countries, and then rolls up her sleeves to work with the startups she's investing in to make sure that what she's investing in is actually solving a problem. So with that said, a couple of Esther's greatest achievements and investments I'd like to list is Esther has invested in over 100 companies and is a member of the New York Angels. Some of these companies include Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Square, Evernote, Flickr, Meetup, Omada Health, 23andMe, and SpaceX. A number of New York-based companies that might be here in the room tonight are Grasshopper Bank, Ezra, Startup Health, Proofpilot, VitalScore, and Avanlee Care. Esther led PC Forum, and in her newsletter Release 1.0, which became one of the most respected voices in a male-dominated industry. Esther hosted must-attend events for tech visionaries, including Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, and Bill Gates. And just when you think Esther would be done, she trained as a backup cosmonaut in Russia. And recently, in her latest achievement and the new book she will be writing soon called Term Limits, Esther founded Wellville, a nonprofit initiative improving health and equity outcomes in 5 U.S. communities. Esther is undoubtedly one of the most influential women in the modern tech era. So, with that, please welcome Esther Dyson to the stage.
Good evening. After all that, I'm going to try and be really brief. But I was asked to talk a little bit about New York and tech and history, whatever. So I have one first question. How many of you came here by subway? What I like about this city is, yes, I ran into Alan Patrikoff, who you will hear later at lunch. And you can go anywhere and run into these amazing tech people. But you can also get on the subway and meet a mother taking her kid to school, or see some dude that's a comedian that thinks he's going to amaze an audience of techies and does. What I like about this town is it's not all tech. It's got real people. It's got the people we're serving. And I would say that in Silicon Valley, they're making LLMs. But in New York City, they're using LLMs and other back-end technology to make things that are really useful to real people working in companies or trying to raise their kids or start a home shopping business, Lord knows what. But this city is full of people from all over the world and full of people that do all the kinds of things the world needs. So that's why I love it. Very brief history. I came here after college, worked in finance, and then I started doing the tech industry, and I pretty much lived here and worked in California. I traveled a huge amount. And then things started happening here. things like Meetup, things like the New York Tech Alliance, various startups that we're talking about today. And the center of gravity kind of changed. That was exciting. People still thought I lived in Silicon Valley, but this city has transformed. And I joined the board of Meetup. I slept at home. I lived in the Meetup office, and then I worked out in the field and in California and so forth. That was a wonderful experience. I'm doing that now with Ezra, another startup. And it's just people like you, people who are building businesses in whatever form, people who are trying to build something useful. I love it. And so I love all of you. I want to thank you and have a great evening.